Hey folks, this is Sam Brewer and Taylor Stevenson coming to you from John Landris's mom's house in Maplewood, New Jersey.
We have been on a pretty roller coaster ride of a week. Any of you guys have been following the news probably saw that Sam and I got to have a conversation with other millennials and the Secretary of Energy, Rick Perry, which I think went pretty well.
Yeah, except for when he trashed my football team.
Well, you did go to Indiana, so that makes a whole lot of sense. Go first. I do think that what we were able to say there in terms of the states really needing to, be an active participant and even lead in the energy discussion is something that was good to get across. Sam even got a little bit of shout out from the Chief of Staff of the Office of Nuclear Energy.
That it did. We just basically what we did is we gave Secretary Perry an update on what we've been doing, mainly in Ohio, the kind of response that we've gotten, the type of data we've been collecting, and we gave him a recommendation for what we would do if we were him. And as Taylor said, we'd like him to clearly signal to the states that they need to continue fighting at the state level and not bank on a federal level bailout. And I believe his response was...
His response exactly was, don't wait for the federal government on anything. And you'll be seeing this week, I'll be writing a short blog post for the Generation Atomic website that we'll be posting. So you can learn more about kind of the conversation and our takeaways by reading that and sharing that widely, please.
A couple of other takeaways from the meeting. Perry did make it very clear that he thinks this is a pivotal and crucial time for nuclear energy in the United States and wants to act and not just deliberate. And another takeaway, I think, is that there are a lot of really bright minds in here working on these problems. The table that we were sitting at, Taylor and I were by far the least technical people at the table, but we were
able to have a good discussion.
We were.
And we do want to give a shout out to our friends at the Nuclear Infrastructure Counselor, Nick, David Blee, and Caleb Ward. Invited us and that group as well as others over for lunch where the discussion continued well into the evening when we attended the NEI Millennial Caucus happy hour that night, which was the discussion was headed by Linka Culler, one of our founding board members. A little shout out to Linka there. Overall, a really great day. A lot of good topics discussed, and I think the future of nuclear looks bright, but it is certainly we have our work cut out for us. So after we were done with our full day in D.C., we headed to Virginia, where we were able to, thanks to Kelly Chapman and our friends at Dominion, tour their North Anna facility and talk a little bit about their fight in Connecticut. So hopefully we'll have some good news on that coming next week. But we continue to support state by state as well as federal initiatives to support nuclear, and we're our work here in New Jersey as well as the other states that our team are scattered around to at free or cheap housing. We continue to try to refine our processes and be better advocates for nuclear.
Well, guys, I think we're going to toss it over to Eric.
Probably Eric. We don't know. We're over here in New Jersey.
Hey everyone, Eric here with a quick crowdfunding update from the land of 10,000 splendors. It's going extremely well. We're approaching $7,000 now. To get all the way to our goal of 10,000, we're going to need some help still. So we've decided to sweeten the deal a little bit. If you've already donated and you add $5 to your donation, we're going to hook you up with the Generation Atomic coloring book, nuclear coloring book, hand-drawn by Gen A organizer Amelia Tiemann. If you haven't donated yet, we'll throw it in too.
Yep. So speaking of being an advocate for nuclear, we've got 3 actions for you this week.
As always.
The first one, NAYGN.
NAYGN, super excited. They have come out with a book written by a local NAYGN chapter called Marie's Electric Adventure. If nothing else than to support NAYGN, but also because it's an awesome book that we have a copy of, you should go to Amazon.com and purchase that. We'll provide a link down in the comments.
Second action, we'd love you to get on your social media game and go like some new friends and a group that we're now members of,
Yeah.
Millennials for Nuclear, just
Millennials for Nuclear.
birthed out of
The Nuclear Infrastructure Council. So again, want to throw them a little bit of love. Obviously, if you haven't liked our page, please make sure you do that too. But certainly, the Millennials for Nuclear, the steam is starting to roll on our generation, really leading the discussion into the next 2-3 decades of energy policy. So that's a really exciting thing that we have been a part of since the beginning, and is again chaired by our very own board member, Lincoln Culler, who somehow she's figured out how to put more than 24 hours in a day. She's quite amazing.
There you go. And the third thing, we would love to have you donate to our crowdfunding campaign so that we can send a couple of people over to COP, make nuclear have a presence there, and lay out our case to people concerned about the climate on the global stage.
And if you're not super I'm just gonna cut you off right there, Sam. We obviously have rehearsed this quite well, but if you're not super into the whole environmental thing, but still love nuclear and love the work that Generation Atomic's doing, you can become a sustaining member. $10 a month gets you a welcome package that you just can't miss. So either become a sustaining member or head over to our crowdfunding site and help us get over to Bonn and lead the fight over there across the old pond there, Samwise.
We promise we are spending your money very frugally if you donate.
The most frugally.
So
again, we come from we're all sleeping on couches right now, pretty much.
there's a family playing in the yard next to us right now.
But anyway, thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for keeping up the fight, and as always, don't give up the ship.
Don't give up the ship.